Yeah, I swam in this lake when I was a lot younger. Yeah, that's about 30, 40 years ago. But probably wouldn't want to swim in there, and I wouldn't want my kids and my mokopuna to be swimming in this lake at the moment.
So the RotoTurf concept is all about being able to quickly reintroduce plants into a lake that doesn't have its native plant community anymore. The same way as you would introduce a lawn into a new building build, you just roll the new lawn out onto the blank soil. We want to do the same here. We just want to take a mat full of native plants and roll it out into the bottom of a lake.
The dream would be that you can actually grow up enough plants, you have a mass planting event, and then you can get to that point where you're really reaching those thresholds that the plants can make a difference, so you have clearer water and better ecosystem health. We tested hessian, we tested coconut fibre, we tested muka fibre, which is the fibre from harakeke flax. We also tested a couple of different wool products, thinking about what are the products that the plants will grow in, what are the products that will retain their structural integrity for long enough for the plants to grow and for us to get them out to a site, and then how well are they going to break down after that. So when you think about putting RotoTurf into a lake where water clarity is poor, you also need to think about what the photic zone is. So that's the zone in the water column where the plants can still reach the light. And you need to be thinking about things like, how tall will my plants be when I put them out there? How deep is that water?
Ko taupiri te maunga, ko painui te waka, waikato te iwi, ko waikato te awa. Nā te makirangi o kuhapu, ko Matahuri Papa Kāinga Marae, o noho ana au. Ko wai au, ko Tāwara Niko tēnei.
Yeah, I've been involved in the project right from the start, along with a couple of our kaitiaki from here. And mainly we're here with the scientific staff, monitoring, finding out what's going on. And it's been a real great learning curve for us in terms of that, understanding what the macrophytes are, how they grow in the water columns. You know, with Niwa we've built a really great relationship, and infusing that knowledge with the knowledge that we have from our tupuna that has been passed on. And we don't call it mātauranga Māori, we call it mātauranga tuku iho. So, you know, knowledge that is passed on from generation to generation. So infusing that with the knowledge that Niwa has been really great for us, because we have 14 lakes in the North Waikato and they're all degraded. So, you know, it's really, really important for us that we can change that.
There are some great signs from the field trials. The species that we've put out there, they have survived, which is going to give us some great information in terms of the kind of conditions that they've been subjected to and how they've still survived through that period.
Basically, we've come out here with different types of RotoTurf, and we've put them in a few different places in the lake. We've got a few different types of plants, a few different types of plant densities. Each of the cages is set up with a dissolved oxygen logger and a PAR logger. PAR is photosynthetically active radiation. That's the part of the sunlight spectrum that the plants use. We don't really have a good feel yet for, here's a Myriophyllum triphyllum, it needs X amount of light. We don't really know what that number is at the moment. So having the PAR sensors out there will help us better understand the light requirements of these plants.
You know, from the results that we've had, and we've had some success in growing those plants, definitely could be rolled out across the motu to a larger scale. So, you know, this is the first stage of what we're doing. Hopefully with a bit more funding and a bit more time, we could do larger areas maybe. But I think what we've learned from here is that it can be done. I think the ideal result is that in 25 years' time, our mokopuna and tamariki being able to swim in these lakes. If we use that mātauranga that we have and that we're sharing, I think that's something that can be really achieved.